Hello everyone, myself Farvahita, Assistant Professor of CSC Department from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. I am here to explain a few concepts of the subject GE 8151 Problem Solving and Python Programming. We are dealing with Unit 3, that is Control Flow and Functions. The topic explained here is some illustrative programs. The objective of learning this program is to know how to write programs using the Python concepts. Let us see some examples. Write a Python program to check if a number is positive, negative or 0. So we can write in two ways this program. So using if, elif and else, and also using nested if. Okay, so first we are seeing about using if, elif, else. So first this statement, that is num is equal to float of input of enter a number. So this number is the input statement. We are getting the input from the user. Okay, so then we are storing that input in the num variable. Then we are checking this num variable with whether it is greater than 0. So if it is greater than 0, we know that it is a positive number. So that we are going to print positive number. So if that statement becomes false, then we are checking another condition, elif, if number is equal to 0. So if it is equal to 0, we are going to print 0. Else, if all the cases becomes negative or false, then we are moving to the last statement, that is we are going to print negative number. Okay, so now in the output we are entering a number as 5. So 5 we know it is greater than 0. So we are printing it as positive number. Okay, then when we are using the nested if, same ways we are getting the input, then we are comparing the number whether it is greater than or equal to 0. We are seeing that whether it is greater than or equal to 0. If it is true, then we are seeing that whether it is equal to 0. If it is 0, we are printing 0, else we are going to print that positive number. Okay, so or else we are going to print it as a negative number. So in the output, so enter a number, we are entering a number 5, so that we are taking it as a positive number. Now let us see another example. Write a Python program to check a year is leap year or not. So here we are getting the year as an input. Okay, so year is equal to int of input of enter a year. So that year will be stored in the variable year. Okay, so then we are comparing, that is we are going to modulo divide that year with 4. Okay, so we all know that modulo division will retrieve the remainder value. So if the year is modulo divided by 4, that if it is equal to 0, then we are checking another condition, that is we are going for if that year is modulo divided by 100 retrieves 0. Okay, so if it is retrieving 0, then again we are checking if that year modulo divided by 400, that is also equal to 0. If all these conditions are satisfied, we are going to print that year is a leap year, or else we are printing that year is not a leap year. Okay, so this is the case of finding the leap year or not. Okay, so in this output we are giving enter a year, we are giving 2000, that will be divided by 4 first, then 100 first, and then 400 4. So if this all are coming as positive, then only we are going to print it as a leap year. Okay, so next we are going to see about another example. Write a Python program to check a number is Armstrong number or not. So here also we are getting a number as input, and that is stored in the variable num. So first we are initializing the sum value as 0. Then we are giving a temporary variable, that is temp is equal to num. We are assigning that num to the temporary variable. Now we are going for a while loop. Okay, so while this temporary variable is greater than 0, then we are going to find the digit value. So digit is equal to temporary value modulo divided by 10, so which retrieves the remainder. So the last digit will be retrieved. So we have already learnt that when we are modulo dividing a number by 10, we will get the retrieve the last digit of the number. So we are getting the last digit there, and when the sum plus equal to, that is equal to sum is equal to digit star, that is asterisk 3. So we are multiplying the digit value cube of digit value. Then temporary value slash means that is floor division. Okay, so that is equal to 10. So with this calculation keeps on repeating until this becomes negative, that is false. Okay, so when it becomes false, it comes out. So then it checks if num equal to sum. If the num equal to sum becomes true, then we are going to print it as an Armstrong number, else we are going to print it is not an Armstrong number. Okay, here we have given us 121, so this is not an Armstrong number, is retrieved as the result. Okay, let's see another example to find the square root using Newton method. So we are going to write a Python program for that. So first we are defining the function named as Newton sqrt, that is a square root. We are passing the parameter as n comma how many. So first we are giving a value for approximate. Okay, so approx variable we are giving a value as 0.5 into n. So then we are entering into a for loop for I in range of how many. So better approximate is calculated as 0.5 star approximate plus n by approximate. So this calculated value will be stored in better approximate. So approximate is equal to better approximate. So this value will be assigned for the approximate value. Then we are going to return the better approx here. Okay, so we are going to print Newton square root of 10 comma 3, 10 comma 5 and 10 comma 10. So these values will be passed to n comma how many. So with that we are calculating the value and we will obtaining the output here. Okay, so this output will be obtained. So next we are going to learn how to write a Python program to find the GCD of two numbers. Okay, so here we are getting the input, two inputs d1 and d2. Okay, then we are going to modulo divide d1 and d2, so that we will get a remainder. So we are checking while the remainder is not equal to 0. Okay, we are assigning the d2 value to d1 and the remainder value to d2. Okay, then again we are finding the remainder equal to d1 modulo d2. Okay, then we are finding that and we will get the answer there, and that will be the GCD of the given numbers. Okay, so this is the output for the program. So next we are going to the program to find the exponential of a number. So here we are defining a function named power, in which parameters base and exponential are passed. So if this exponentiation is equal to 1, then we are going to return the base. We know that some number power 1, we will have the base value. Okay, so it will return the base value. So that is given in this first if statement. If this exponential value is not equal to 1, then we are going to, we know that if a base asterisk into the power of the base of the expression minus 1, we will get the same value. So it was given as the expression here. So then we are giving as base is equal to int of input of, we are entering the base, then exponentiation also we are entering. Okay, so with that we are finding the result. Okay, so by this we will get this output. Then next we are going to write a Python program to find the sum of array of numbers. So for this we need an array. So we are initializing an array first. So array is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is given as an array. Okay, so sum is equal to 0 is initialized. That is the sum value is initialized as 0. Then we are going for the for loop. So for I in range of 0 comma length of array. So that these are given as the for variables. Okay, so then sum is equal to, we are taking that value, that is for loop is from 0 to the length of the array. So length of the array is from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0 to 4. Okay, so then we are finding the value, sum is equal to sum plus array of I. So each time this array of I will be coming as, first will be array of 0. So that will retrieve the 1 there. So 0 plus 1 we will get 1. Then sum is equal to 1. That sum value is stored as 1 now. So 1 plus array of 1. So array of 1 we will retrieve 2. So 1 plus 2 will get 3. Okay, so then next sum is equal to sum, now sum the value is 3. 3 plus array of 2 is, again we will retrieve the value 3. So 3 plus 3 will have 6. Now sum value is 6. So next we are finding 6 plus array of 3. Array of 3 is, we will retrieve 4. So 6 plus 4 we will get 10. Then sum value is now 10. So 10 plus array of 4 we will get 5. So 10 plus 5 we will receive the answer as 15. This is how we have obtained this output. So next we are moving to the program to find the maximum and minimum in the list. Here first the empty list is initialized. Then we are going to enter a limit, that is the limit of the list. then we are giving the input and that will be stored as n value, that is the limit value will be stored as the n value, and then we are going to enter the numbers here. Okay. So, with the use of the for loop we are going to retrieve one by one all the elements in the list. So, a is equal to int of input of, in this using this function we are going to get all the input, then we are going to append it to the list. Okay. So, this append function is used to add the numbers which you are getting one by one using this for loop to append it to the list value. Okay. So, list dot append of a is we are appending the numbers, then maximum number is equal to list of 0 is this, we are going to find the maximum number as well as the minimum number here. Then using this for loop we are going to get the length of the list and we are checking if this list of I is greater than the maximum number, then maximum number is equal to the list of I. Okay. So, if it is less than minimum number, then it is the minimum number. So, that will be the smallest number in the list. So, then we are printing the maximum number and minimum number here. So, this is how we will receive this output. Okay. So, next task is to write a program to perform the linear search. So, linear search is we are going to search an element in the list of elements. Okay. So, first we are entering the empty list, that is list is equal to open bracket and close bracket. So, that is an empty list. So, then n is equal to input. So, we are getting a number of elements, how many number of elements we are going to give in the list, that number we are going to give as input and store it in the n variable. Okay, then use a for loop, we are getting the using the iterating variable I, we are getting one by one numbers to the list here. Okay, so range of 0 to comma n, that is one from 0 the index to n value, that is the limit we are given for the number of elements in the list. Okay. So, a is equal to int of input of enter the list element. So, we are going to enter one by one all the list elements. So, it is going to be appended in the list. So, we are using the append function here. So, list dot append of a. So, that value is given to the list. Then x is equal to int of input. So, what number we are going to search is given as input to the variable x. So, if it is found, okay, so that value if it is found we are saying that if it is not found we are saying it is false. Okay. So, if for I in the range of 0 comma n we are checking with this list of I value is equal to x, then if it is found we are saying that it is true. Okay. So, then we are printing this, if it is found then we are saying in which position it is found. So, that is that print statement. So, then breaking. So, if found equal to false, then it is not in the list. We are printing it as if it is not found in the list. Okay. So, this is the output. So, we are entering the elements in the list as 5, number of elements in the list as 5, and this is the number of elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the elements in the list. So, we are searching for the number as 2. So, 2 is found in the first position is the output. Next, we are going to see that write a Python program to perform a binary search. So, in the case of binary search, we are going to split the list as by half, and then we are going to find a mid value, then we are going to check. Okay. So, for that first we are using the function as we are defining the function binary search and with that list comma n comma x as the parameters. So, we are initializing the start value as 0 and the end value as n minus 1. So, then we are going for the while loop. We are checking the start value is less than or equal to end, then the mid value is equal to we know that starting plus ending by 2. Okay, so, we will find, then we are going to check whether the x value is equal to the middle value of the list. Okay, if it is equal, then we are going to return the middle value, else if we are going to check that x value is less than the middle value in the list. So, if it is true, then we are moving to the end equal to mid value minus 1. So, else if this all comes as false, then we are moving to the else part, that is the mid value, starting value is assigned as middle value plus 1. Okay. So, then we are returning minus 1. If this comes as false, then we are returning the minus 1. Okay. So, then we are going to enter the size of the list, then we are initializing the empty list as usual what we have done in our previous programs. Then we are appending one by one all the elements we are appending in this next statements. Okay. Then we are entering the number to search as in the x. Okay. Then position is equal to binary search of list comma n comma x. So, this is the function call here, this binary search is the function call, and this list comma n comma x is the parameters we are passing to the function definition. Okay, so then we are checking if this position is not equal to -1, then we are printing that the number is at the position. We are finding that number and we are printing that this number is present in the position. If it is not present, else if this number is not found out, then your entered number is not present in the list, is given as the output. Okay, so consider this output. So when we are entering the size of the list as 5, when we are one by one we are getting the elements, and then we are finding the number to search, we are giving as 7, and the entered number 7 is not present in the list. So this is the output. These are the questions which could be asked later to this topic. Thank you.